Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle the world of wine. And my goal here is super simple. I want to take any of that stress you might feel staring at a wine shelf and turn it into pure, confident curiosity. So let's get into it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're just staring at this massive wall of bottles. The labels are all in different languages. You have no idea where to even start. It is totally overwhelming. But stick with me because we're about to fix that for good. All right, here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to crack the wine code with just 5 key terms. Then we'll take a little tour through the main styles, whites, rosés, and reds. We'll even hit on sparkling wines, and we're going to wrap it all up with an awesome cheat sheet that'll have you picking your next bottle like a total pro.
Okay, first things first, let's get our official wine decoder ring. Seriously, if you can get a handle on these next 5 concepts, you'll be able to understand pretty much any wine you ever come across. This is the foundation for everything. First up, sweet versus dry. Now, a dry wine just means that most of the natural grape sugar was turned into alcohol. And here's the key thing to remember. A dry wine can taste super fruity, like it's bursting with cherries or lemons, but that doesn't mean it's sweet. Sweet wines, on the other hand, well, they have noticeable sugar left over. Simple as that. Next, let's talk about acidity. You know that mouth-watering, zesty feeling you get? Just think about biting into a crisp, tart green apple. That is acidity. It's what makes a wine feel refreshing and lively, and it's absolutely fantastic for cutting through rich, fatty foods. Okay, now for tannins. This is a big one, mostly for red wines. Have you ever brewed a cup of black tea for way too long, and when you drink it, you get that kind of dry, grippy feeling on your tongue and gums? That's tannin. It comes from the grape skins and seeds, and it's what gives red wine its backbone and structure.
Next up is body. This one is so easy. It's just how heavy or rich the wine feels in your mouth. And the best analogy, honestly, is milk. A light-bodied wine feels like skim milk, while a full-bodied wine has the weight and texture of whole milk. It really is that simple.
And finally, oak. So, when a wine is aged in an oak barrel, it can do a couple of things. It can add amazing flavors. Think vanilla, toast, maybe some baking spices. And it can also give the wine a rounder, creamier texture. But keep in mind, not all wine is oaked. A lot of it is aged in stainless steel to keep it super fresh and zesty.
All right, now that we've got our decoder ring, let's actually walk into the wine store. We're going to start in the first aisle, exploring the lighter, brighter world of white and rosé wines.
First up, the one and only Chardonnay. We call it the chameleon, and for good reason. Why? Because it can taste wildly different depending on how and where it's made. It can be super lean, crisp, and citrusy, or it can be rich, buttery, and full of oak.
And it's this dual personality that makes Chardonnay so cool. If it's unoaked, you're going to get those clean apple and lemon notes. But when it's oaked, that's where you get the classic vanilla and toast flavors. That style is just a perfect match for richer dishes, like a roast chicken or a creamy pasta.
So, if Chardonnay is our versatile chameleon, you can think of Sauvignon Blanc as its zesty, high-energy best friend. This wine is all about crispness, brightness, and sometimes it has this really distinct, kind of grassy or herbal note. And you can see that zesty personality right here in the profile. See that high acidity? That's its signature move. That zingy lime and grapefruit character is exactly what makes it a classic pairing for tangy goat cheese, fresh salads, or delicate seafood like oysters and sushi.
So, what's the deal with rosé? A lot of people think it's just a mix of red and white wine, but that's a total myth. The secret is actually really simple. It's made from red grapes, but the juice only hangs out with the dark skins for a very short time, just long enough to get that beautiful pink color before it gets fermented.
Okay, let's head over to the next aisle, the world of red wine. Now, for these wines, that skin contact we just talked about is everything. It's where the wine gets its deep color, its structure, and of course, those tannins we learned about earlier.
And we have to start with the king, Cabernet Sauvignon. This is your bold, structured, classic red. It's famous for having these big, powerful flavors, and for its ability to age for a really long time, getting more complex and interesting every year.
What really defines a cab is that 1-2 punch of high tannins and a full body. And those grippy tannins absolutely love fat and protein. It's the whole reason why Cabernet Sauvignon and a juicy steak are like the most perfect food pairing on the planet. The fat in the steak literally softens the tannins on your palate. It's magic.
Now, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum from Cabernet, we have Pinot Noir. So if Cabernet is a heavyweight boxer, then Pinot Noir is more like an elegant ballet dancer. It's lighter, it's more subtle, and it often has these beautiful, earthy, almost forest floor aromas.
And you can totally see that contrast right here in its profile. With lower tannins and a much lighter body, Pinot Noir is just incredibly food-friendly. It pairs beautifully with more delicate foods than a big Cabernet, which is completely overwhelmed. Things like salmon, duck, or any kind of mushroom dish.
Okay, for our final little tasting tour, let's check out the Bubbles and Beyond section. This is where we find everything from celebratory sparkling wines to some other really special sips. When it comes to sparkling wine, the big three you're going to see are Champagne, Prosecco, and Cava. The main difference is how they get those bubbles. Champagne and Cava use this really intense traditional method right inside the bottle, which gives them those complex, toasty flavors. Prosecco, on the other hand, uses a big tank method, which is way faster and results in a fruitier, fresher style, and usually a much friendlier price tag.
Phew, we have covered a ton of ground. So now, let's pull all of this together into what I think is the most useful part of this whole thing, your own personal wine cheat sheet, so you can walk into that store and choose with absolute confidence. This is it. This is all you need. The next time you're shopping, just ask yourself what you're in the mood for. If you want something crisp and refreshing, bam, grab a Sauvignon Blanc. Need a big, serious red for steak night? Go for a Cabernet. Looking for light and elegant? Pinot Noir is your best friend. And for bubbles, Cava is an amazing value, Prosecco is your fruity choice, and Champagne brings all the complexity. You've got this.
So there you have it. You are now officially equipped with the Wine Decoder Ring. You've got the keys to understand the language on the label and the confidence to finally go explore that wine aisle. So the only question left is, what new bottle are you going to try next?